No one else can see the preservation of the motor in me. Psychosocial. Hey guys, what's going on? How's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Earth 2 update video. I'm going to put the cane away. Everyone say hello to Dashie in the background. Hello. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. There's going to be an OMI and VV update here as well, but I'm going to get through what so many people were tuning into Guidebook Gaming route, but they have messaged me about. It is the two videos that had come up. Two. I didn't mean to put my thumb out there, although that's fine. Thumb is not a finger. About saying Earth 2 is a scam. Like the biggest FUD that I have ever seen. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And you guys are a little lopsided there. All right, there we go. What had gone on was that I don't know the names of the guys. It was one guy that I think it's called Big Fry. Big Fry was the name of the first one. And he had gone and said, just like, okay, hey, what is this Earth 2? People have been messaging me about it. And then he goes and he says, he seems to go into it with an open mind and say, like, what is this? What? Ready Player One? What? This is ridiculous. No way. I've never heard of this. And then, again, keep in mind, both of these channels, what they do, at least on YouTube, is they go and they say, hey, they make their living, or at least their YouTube living, off of making scam videos. And they're not trying to scam other people, I don't think. They're just trying to call everything else a scam, which I haven't seen any of their other videos, just those two that were presented to me today. And that's what they did. They, I don't know if their other videos are a scam or if they're actually calling out real scams. But as we know, Earth 2 is definitely not a scam. What we had was a birth in November where nobody knew what it was. People like me, Ari Realty, Nameless, King Tackle Ops, Bull Combo, pretty much everyone, Earth 2 Meta, was all like, all right, what is this? This is a little weird. And a lot of these guys, or at least these two that we had seen today, they're making this video off of old data. The old data that they had mentioned was really just about withdrawals. And back in the day, back in November, there weren't. I don't know people that even tried to withdraw. Ari Realty did at the beginning. Two of the biggest gamers in here, which again on Guidebook Gaming, Nameless and Tech Ops, that have several 100,000 tiles each, I think, and they just never tried to withdraw. So to some people's credit, yeah, the people that made the FUD, the people that made the Earth 2 is a scam videos, you're right, they haven't tried to withdraw, and I haven't tried to withdraw either. But Ari Realty has withdrawn, I don't know, $20,000, $40,000, something like that. E2, the boss, withdrew $110,000. There are, I don't know how many millions were withdrawn, but they were. And again, what they were going on, that additional, or that old information was based on a Matt Lorian video, which Matt Lorian seems pretty cool. I don't think I've ever had the pleasure of talking with him, but what he did was he basically broke down what you had to do to withdraw, like saying, okay, here's your name, your address, your account, and your routing number, whatever, for them to do an ACH, which that's what banks have to do. Whether it's a wire or an ACH, that's what you need. And video was made in like January. A lot of these videos that they referenced were made in January. And that's just old data, and that's what they had made their decision on. So obviously now, if they were actively in the club, I think even the Fry guy, I forget his name, Fry something, he had gone to the Discord and asked questions and whatever. But some of their other, and I commented on the YouTube channels. I even tweeted at one of the guys that had like 400,000 YouTube subscribers. Fry had like 200,000. But I tweeted at the other guy. I just said, listen, I think, you got some wrong information. Your information was out of date. I was a little misinformed. And that being said, the first guy, the one who was the 200,000 subscriber guy, I don't know if he was just trolling or trying to make the video funny, but he kept saying like, okay, what do? You buy tiles? Like, he kept like, I don't know if it was for the video, he just didn't get what the game was about. And maybe it's because he didn't read everything, he didn't do his due diligence. It kind of seemed like both of these guys, they researched this for 20 minutes, half hour, and they just like, well, it looks like a scam, so it probably is a scam, and they probably just did that just because the video will make the money, because it will. I could actually picture them doing that and then low-key like putting money into the game just because, all right, after some more research, all right, yeah, maybe they were misinformed. But he didn't seem to know exactly what the game was. He didn't seem to know what it does. Like, okay, what do I do? Yeah, buy and sell tiles. Like, is that it? Is that the point of the game? It's like, that's a scam. It's like, okay, well, buying in the hopes that you sell at a higher price, that's collectibles. Like, that's Pokemon cards. That is, and not even having to do with Pokemon cards. That is World War II paraphernalia. That is old coins. That is the stock market. Like, that's the stock. Nameless from Guidebook Games says, nobody tell him what the stock market is. Because that's exactly what you do. You buy when it's down low, when you think something is undervalued, and you sell. A lot of people buy in the rumor, sell on the news. And the other guy was the same thing. They pretty much both just said it's a scam. You can't withdraw your money. Obviously, us in the community know that we can withdraw pretty much whenever, and especially now that we have credit cards, or the credit cards are coming, that we're going to be able to do that as well. So it is kind of like, again, these guys, I don't know if every video is like that, where it seems like they do 15, 20 minutes of research and then they come to a conclusion based on that. But like I said, me, Aria Realty, the guys at Guidebook Gaming, Earth 2, Meta, everyone did like several hours of due diligence before they came to a conclusion. And actually, a couple of those guys, Nameless included, and Aria Realty said, yeah, this is definitely a scam. And they wanted to go like out these guys. Like, they wanted to go and say, like, who is this Shane Isaac? Who are these people? And then they find out, okay, well, they've worked on legitimate projects. And then you have Dylan Seo, the founder of Oculus, that was attached. And I was like, okay, well, and then they changed their tune because they sifted through everything, whereas these guys just seemed like they didn't. So I did invite them to come on to a Q&A. I will go over, actually I'll go over OMI and VV now. I know you guys probably have a lot of questions. The VV dropped today for the Mera, Supergirl, Batwoman and Catwoman. That went very well. Not for me. I did not get any. I have also, be advised, guys, I will go over every Thursday night what I got on the drop. I get so many messages on that every Thursday. Hey, did you get anything on the drop? I was like, oh, and I don't want to be rude, so I'll answer anyway. But yeah. So moving on, let's get to the questions here. Oh wow, it's a lot. Not more G said first. Chris Hofer says, Randy bought scam crypto into a hyped up lockup expiry pump. He will fall for it again too. They will pump PR right before next expiry. I guess it means expiration date. Randy will treat it as proof and keep bag holding. Chris Hofer, I'm not. Which crypto are you talking about? Because the only crypto I've ever bought was, well, I guess I did buy Litecoin years ago, but that's the same thing. That's not a scam. That's been around for 12 years. The only crypto that I have currently is Bitcoin and OMI. And Bitcoin is literally the most valuable cryptocurrency, and OMI is attached to a legitimate product with very legitimate people. So Chris Topher, let me know exactly what you mean by that. Nisa Games, what's going on? Says, meow, brother, thanks for joining the Hinsky Games. Sometimes it's important to focus on the gaming aspects of E2, not just the possible financial gains. Bring on the penguin races. So Nisa Games is a buddy of mine, and what they want to do is they want to host Olympics. And he asked me what the Hinsky Games is. Would you in Chaveztopia be interested in hosting the Winter Olympics? Like, yeah, sure. And I have tons of property out there in Antarctica. I'll go and I'll host whatever you want. And again, penguin racing as well is going to be one of the. I don't know if that'll be an Olympic sport, but again, I wanted to model something off Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I thought that'd be cool. Also, speaking of which, the guys that had tried to call Earth 2 a scam, they weren't exactly saying. They weren't exactly going deep into it, and they were forgetting the human aspect of it. The people that, not the developers, us, the people that make up the game, and people like me that are going to go and give out free stuff. I mean, I already give out free tiles each and every video I do, not really stream, although I probably should start doing that on streaming. And Guidebook Gaming does that as well. Guidebook Gaming does that on, again, where I just came from, on Twitch, free Class 1 tiles, so you don't have to play the game, you don't have to do anything. They just, you just comment and they you get put into a raffle. Now, as far as referral codes is another thing, they'd said like, oh, each person that's a pro Earth 2 guy is putting in their referral code. Well, yeah, that's one of the ways of making money, is by saying, hey, use my referral code if this information helped you. Again, at the beginning of my videos where I do the Patreon member shout out, at the end is my referral code, and my referral code is down below as well. And why I do that is because, all right, well, if you are going to spend money or you're going to invest money in Earth 2, but maybe you don't have the extra $5, whatever, to support the channel. You don't have money to go on Patreon. You have the money that you want to invest for yourself. Okay, well, if you're going to invest that money anyway, and you think my channel helped you, that's what I had done in the beginning. I said, if you think this helps, use my referral code. You could by all means not use any referral code, but then you don't get 5% back on what you spend, and nobody, that's just the economy floating. This is the market. I think Aria Realty, like I said, and Guy McGill, they've made so much in land income tax. They've been so much in, I'm sure, referral codes as well. That's a legitimate way of making a lot of money. So, moving on. Chris Topper says, imagine begging celebs to buy a Pokemon card for a made-up value because of an eBay listing after posting hundreds of videos about being retired for having cashed in. Which crowd do you eat? So, what Chris Topper is mentioning or referencing there is that I have what's called a Trophy Kangaskhan card. It is one of the rarest Pokemon cards in the hobby. It is the top of the mountain. It is graded PSA 10. You could only get that card in May of 1998 by being able to go and participate in a tournament, a parent-child tournament, thus making the Trophy Kangaskhan very appropriate, because that's the only one to have, at least in the first generation, have a baby. You could make an argument that Chansey had that baby because it had an egg, but yeah, no. So this, so it's very, very rare. There's only 40-something in the world, only 11 of which are PSA 10. I had gotten that in last year. I made a deal with the guy that had it in August for $80,000. I paid in full. I picked it up in February of this year. And on that day, or since then, since we made the deal in August, in October, 2 sold, one for $150,000, one for $150,100. And on the day that I picked it up, a person that I know, also in the high-end market that has one, was offered $220,000 for it, and he said no. So, minimum, that's what it is there now. If I did not think that OMI and Bitcoin and Earth 2 were such good investments, I would be keeping this card because I would value it at about, by the end of the decade, probably about $1 million. Why I was taking $350 for it at this time was because I could put that into OMI, Bitcoin, and Earth 2, and instead of just tripling my money in 8-9 years, I could, like 20x, 100x my money in that time, just going in these 3 things. Now, for the why that got derailed, I had I won't name drop them, but I had a big time collector that has millions of dollars worth of cards was going to buy it because he wanted it. But again, this is the number 3 card, I think, in Pokemon. You have the Pikachu Illustrator, you have the Trophy Pikachus, and then you have Trophy Kangaskhan, and then it goes down and so on. But he had the opportunity to get what's called a Pikachu Illustrator, which is, even at a PSA 7, is worth more than that. It's probably worth $400,000 or $500,000, like minimum. And that's the top of the top. I mean, again, the PSA 7 is worth as much or more than my Trophy Kangaskhan. He can't get both, so he chose that one, which I understand why. Chris Harvard says, totally amateur hour to be down 80% inside a month and not understand tax laws harvesting. Should be at least saving thousands in taxes by bag holding by diamond hands for dummies. All right, so Chris Harvard, wow, there's a lot of FUD in this. All right, so just to lay to rest any doubt, what do you think happened last year in the pandemic where people were down literally million, well, depending on how much you invested. If you only invested 10 grand, you can only lose 10 grand. But literally people being down millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars because, a black swan event comes and you don't see it. And even Warren Buffett actually sold, I think it was American Airlines at some point. But for the most part, he just held everything. He didn't freak out. Most people that know exactly what's going on, with whether it be the stock market or the Pokemon cards or whether it be with crypto, or at least crypto that's attached to good projects, they don't sell. They buy and hold. What is the thumbnail that you see on this video? It's the CEO of Binance saying, yeah, buy and hold. Like, you don't get rid of good, promising projects in the bad times. No, you hold on to them and you acquire more. Not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but I did after I get out of the military, late 2016, started a business in 2017, and then literally retired in under 4 years. So take that for what it's worth. So I Simplify says, hey, what's going on, I Simplify? How's it going? Joe Don says, hello, Randy. Did you get your ultra rare today? I did not. Yeah, no, I didn't get anything. I'll try to get some on the marketplace tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Jack Mitchell says, hey, Christopher, I think you are lost. Don't let the door hit you on the way. Yeah, so again, I don't know if Christopher just came to comment that and bounce, but I just felt that I had to answer anyway, just because that is a, what do you call it? Again, that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And again, if he's talking about OMI, which I think he is, clearly we know that OMI is attached to VV, which has, again, very legitimate people on. You have Alfred Kahn, you have David Yoons, even just partnered with Ron English. So again, and very successful people just to begin with. Again, Alfred Kahn made billions off of, because he was 4Kids Entertainment president. We all owe him our childhoods because he brought over Pokemon, he brought over Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that. And he sees the writing on the wall, and that's why he attached himself to Vivi, which, again, if you're worth that much money under Alfred Kahn, that's like Dylan CEO attaching himself to Earth 2. They're not going to attach themselves to something that is going to be, their reputation isn't worth that. Even if, let's say, like Bizarro World, Bizarro Universe, where they go and these companies say, like, hey, Dylan CEO, hey, Alfred Kahn, we're going to scam all these people, but we're going to give you $100 million for doing so. Well, at that point, that's hard to say no to. But if you have to be able to make $100 million to be able to. If they say, hey, we're going to give you 10% or 50% if you come on board, just attach your name. What are they going to say? Like, well, no, because first off, that's a huge risk. God forbid you don't make that much and it finds out it is a scam. My name's attached to nothing. They're not going to do that. Again, someone could offer me $10 million to try to scam people. I just tell them, like, get the fudge out of here. Because one, I don't need it. And two, it's like, I don't care what the price is. I'm not going to scam. Like, the only way, I wouldn't even do it. Because I'd say the only way I could do that is if I get more money than what people give in. Like, okay, give me $10 million up front. I'll make all these videos, but don't buy, this is a scam. This is literally a scam. Here's a contract. And then give that money and more to the people that invested. But again, that's impossible. So, Richard Kiner says, my man, damn internet keeps cutting out. All right, well, I hope it doesn't keep cutting out for you. I hope I have my internet's on, right? Yeah, we're good. I Simplify says, Randy, what's your opinion on After Earth? Because I know you're friends with Arya. Did he give you anything or tell you about it? We do talk about it every now and then. For those of you that don't know what After Earth is, honestly, if these guys are trying to go for a scam, not that I know that After Earth is a scam, I don't. Earth 2 came out well before After Earth. And After Earth is pretty much, it just looks like a carbon copy of Earth 2. It looks like when you have to copy your friend's homework back in like middle school, but you change one or two of the answers to make it look like you didn't copy. That's pretty much what After Earth did. Now, that being said, they reached out to me in a couple months ago. You could take a look at my playlist, and I have one of my first live streams is like saying AfterEarth.io contacted me, and they told me to make a video about them, like promoting them. I was like, okay, well, what can you offer? And they offer like $100 of in-game credit. Or like, are you heckin' kidding me? Like no, like I don't even know who you guys are, and you're offering in-game credit. So I went and I actually did research on them, and I was like, guys, I can't. Like, you guys, I don't know who you people are. Like the investors, the founders, no idea who they were. It looks so much like Earth 2. Now, to their credit, they've had payouts. They've had people make money. They've had another phase that's about to come in. They have a real cool democratic system where they decide which country opens up next. Italy's going to open up next. Australia's going to open up next, and have the people decide, which is cool. It's a fun aspect. And short term, Aria Realty's made money on it. I don't know how much, probably a couple thousand. But I think it's good. Again, I don't know these people's intentions, but people are having fun. And again, every investment is a risk. So the fact that every investment is a risk is, again, that's what the stock. You could buy Tesla, and then Elon Musk could like literally kill himself trying to get to Mars, like being on that first flight and actually crash landing on Mars, and Tesla would go down like 90%, probably. Even though with him not there, would it be a hit? Yeah, but they've got amazingly talented engineers, they're very vertically integrated. When it comes time that he steps away from Tesla to focus solely on SpaceX, they'll be fine. They'll be 100% fine. Actually, at that point when he steps away, they'll have probably been operating without his input for some time, because he's not going to just leave them all high and dry. Paul Archer says, I prefer people who do research before offering an opinion. I asked someone on Discord, not associated with the company in any way, is not a valid source, journalistic license revoked. Asked someone on Discord, not associated with the company in any way, is not about. Yeah, so what he's referencing is that one of the guys that made one of the FUD videos on Earth 2 went on Discord, and they said, like, and they asked questions, and based on the video, they, again, at least he was like trying a little bit. Okay, what does the community have to say? But he just, I don't know if it was a thing like, okay, maybe he's the type of person that learns in a way where you have to explain something a certain number of times for it to click, for him to get it, or he just didn't learn the way that he was trying to find stuff out. Because not everyone learns the same way. Not everyone gets things right away. And like if you try to explain to me something having to do with, I don't know, like brewing beer, I have zero idea. Like, I've had my friend Tom, guy I served with, great guy, try to explain to me that process. I'm like, all right, yeah, you're gonna have to. But you throw me like a thing on the piano or a thing with numbers, yeah, I'll get it right away. So again, each people, but he just, it seemed like he tried and then kind of like rage quit. It's like, no, it was just a scam, because he read maybe 1 or 2 pages or 1 or 2 paragraphs on pages of the Earth 2 of their fact sheet. He definitely didn't read the fact sheet. He just read a couple of things and then just his brain just decided it was a scam. Again, just what I think. The other guy, the one that basically just said it was, they both mentioned Matt Lorian. Actually, the second guy, the one who made the second video, he mentioned Aria Realty and just saying that referral codes are scams, like a Ponzi scheme. Like, no, it's just a legitimate way of making money. Maxwell Cook says, Randy is getting big when the haters are in the chat. Yeah, I've had haters for a while, but they're at the beginning it was, you had people that loved me, and you had people the large amount of people that just used me for info, which is fine. They're just trying to learn. And then the amount of people that loved me and the amount of people that hated me were, I still, the amount of people that loved me definitely outnumbered the people that hated me. But in that same breath, you had the people that hated me. Like, there was a lot of them, and like that's really all I heard at the beginning. It was just like, oh, you're a neckbeard, you live in your mom's basement or grandparents' basement, because where I was, thank you guys for 10 likes, where I was literally was next to a boiler room. So yeah, it was pretty close, and it was on the ground floor. So yeah, it was pretty close to that. But they also didn't. But again, on their videos, each of their videos, like, I didn't be like, oh, you guys are stupid. You guys, no, because they, again, what they're doing, what that first guy did, he might have just been trying to play to his audience and say, oh, this is a scam, and just laughing at everything, and that's how he gets more views, and that's how he makes more money. And that's what the second guy did too. I mean, he could go and call like Harry Potter World a scam, because like, yeah, they have these things, they're not that cool, the magic's not real, but they have like these gift shops where they nickel and dime you everywhere. It's a huge scam. You pay money to get in, you pay money to buy the food, you pay money to go, like, okay, yeah, I could do that too. But I think it does take again, these same people, the haters of me, the haters of R2 in general, were the same people that told me, put your money in Tesla, yeah, you're gonna lose all your money. Good luck with that. You just have 1 semester of community college, getting out of the military, yeah, and investing, you're gonna lose all your money. Well, I am richer than every single person that told me that. And they said the same thing with giving my money to business owners that had 500 and 600 credit. Like, put your money in the S&P 500. That will give you 9 to 11% each year on average, guaranteed. Historically, you can't beat the market. You can't do that by giving it to especially business owners that don't pay their bills, and they didn't recognize why their credit was like that. You could have a 630 credit, 650 credit, but it'd be a dirty 630, or you could have 500 credit, but it's just because you're over leveraged. Maybe you have a couple late payments, but you still pay your bills. Again, it's the same thing. You're going to lose all your money. Like I said, richer than everyone who told me not to do that. Same thing with Pokemon cards. Spend $80,000 on Pokemon card, you're heckin' crazy. That is worth minimum triple right now. I would not sell it for again, that person that offered the other high-end collector 220. If you offer that to me, no, that's way too low. Only reason I was doing 350 or now maybe 325, maybe 300 is just because I can take that money and make so much more with it. Because again, it'll appreciate over time. Again, I'm going a little too off topic with this. I simplified, said I had to withdraw only 300, but I got in within a week. Oh, nice. Yeah, now most withdrawals take what, 24, 48 hours that they said? Oh, yeah. Richard Kiner said, after Earth had a data breach, dude. Oh, did they? Well, I hope our realty's okay. He hasn't said, and we talk about pretty much everything. So he hasn't. If they did and he got screwed, he hasn't told me, which I'm pretty sure he would. He'd be like, yo, again, because we vent to each other. People that are in the military together, we share far too much information with each other. Excuse me. Maxwell Cook says, I withdrew $800 2 separate times in late March and early April when I was in between jobs for 4 weeks. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you mentioned that Guidebook Gaming too. When you're in between jobs, yeah, it's a good way to help. And thank God that, Earth 2 is there for that. Which, again, one of the developers, Shane, for those of you that are new here, Shane has said they do want Earth 2 to become a bank. Well, they do say a lot of things. They want Earth 2 to become an actual social media platform, which it may very well. They want Earth 2 to become a bank, which I think is more likely just because a lot of money's flowing in and out. I think that's much more likely than anything. But I have so many people that I see not every day, maybe even not every week, but more recently now, they just say, like, I wish you could be able to talk to other people on Earth 2. I want to communicate with the bidders that for the land I'm selling on. I want to communicate with the sellers that I want to buy. Again, I bought more tiles today. I am not putting tens of thousands of dollars into something that would be a scam. It's ridiculous. I Simplify says Google Maps. Google Maps, 100%. Vittori Jean Pascal said, being able to withdraw doesn't mean it's not a scam. Scammers used to give back a little so the scam can continue. Anyway, I'm confident sure it's not a scam. Yeah, that's agreed too. That's kind of when, not even scammer, even like pool hustlers. People that say, they put up like an okay fight, at pool, maybe they sink a ball or two. They bid, let's say like $20 a game, whatever. And then say, hey, listen, I'd like to make my money back. Can we do another one? And the guy's like, okay, sure. And then maybe he loses again. Whatever. Just know, like, hey, can we do it? Can I make my money back? I just, I have the cash right here. Can we do? And at this point, he does like, can we do like $50 a hole? Okay, boom. And then he starts racking the table, and he takes for a couple $100. So scam artists can do that. Con artists can do that. Hustlers do that. But obviously, Earth 2, part of the reason why they had those issues is because PayPal happened to lock up that money for 6 months. What had happened was that people were calling it a scam because they thought that money was going. They listened to one of the some FUD out there, and they say, hey, I want to withdraw my money, and everything that they put into the game, they put in via PayPal. So instead of trying to withdraw, they called PayPal, contacted PayPal, said, this is a scam, give me my money back. And that happened, I don't know how many times it had to happen, but PayPal said, hey, listen, we're pretty sure, Earth 2, you're not a scam, but we have to hold this money for 6 months. So instead of Earth 2 saying, no, your money's being held for 6 months, they did the right thing. They went above and beyond. They ate that cost, and they paid out of their own pockets for people that wanted to withdraw up until PayPal said, yeah, okay, you guys are good, disregard. So again, they're very well capitalized. And another thing I wanted to go over with Earth 2 is that I do think that a small percentage of me thinks that their 7-figure acquisition was drone. Because someone messaged me before saying in the drone Discord community, they had an announcement today or late last night basically saying that we have a way that we can still be played. We have something that might be coming, but because of non-disclosure agreements, we can't say anything right now. But basically, we're waiting on agreements for us to be played. I guess the game ran out of funding. So it makes sense that they made an announcement the day after Earth 2 made an announcement about how things are coming. So just a couple of coincidences lining up. And to quote, not Gary Mule Deer, That dude from Batman, Commissioner Gordon, is just like, not allowed to believe in coincidences anymore. You're a detective. Richard Kaner says, we just watched that dumb video on Guidebook Gaming stream. That guy was just trying to get views. Yeah, they both might have been trying to get views. Maxwell Cook says, still trying to understand what this scam crypto, this Chris fellow is talking about. The trolls are rioting for attention. Fire sale, pacifiers on sale for all the babies out there. I think he was talking about OMI, because again, the only crypto that I really talk about outside of, well, what people ask me to talk about, is really just Bitcoin and OMI. That and other things I'll say in jest. I'll say like, okay, well, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. I was talking about Ethereum the other day, just because we're on the Ethereum blockchain now, or not yet. Vivi is moving to the Ethereum blockchain off of the Go chain block, and I was just talking about their gas fees and stuff like that. Where as we move on to the Ethereum blockchain, we are going to have no gas fees for OMI, so 0 gas fees, and the transactions are like over 9,000. No, seriously though, there's over 9,000 transactions per second, so it is quicker, it is faster, it is absolutely carbon neutral. And it's got such a reach. Them being on Cardano network might have been a close second, but because Ethereum, this second layer, the immutable that they're using, that new technology, is a that's a game changer and so perfect for Okomi. Brett Rollo said, "All my money I withdrew. I have now received a full $100,000." Brett Rollo, my man, making 6 figures with that. Good for you. Proud of you, buddy. Richard Kaner says, that's anything. That's capitalism. Maybe I need to make a video like that just to make money. Honestly, you probably could. And again, if we haven't showcased it enough yesterday, I could talk for anything. Again, I just went over how Harry Potter World can be a scam in Orlando. You could say that about anything. That being said, I think that's also why some people are not happy. Like if they could make, a certain amount of money, or they could make doing whatever, like, no, that's too easy. Like I knew this guy that was an engineer, and he's just like, yeah, I'm making good money, but it's too easy, So I went to be like a surgeon. Like being an engineer was too easy for him, so I went to become a surgeon. Where some people, they just focus on something that some people can't do that. Some people, they need to be challenged, but for some people, they'll just take the easy way out and they'll just do whatever to make money. For me, I was making a lot of money at my high-risk lending business, Pokemon card business. I got out of those businesses so I could, well, for retirement, but also so I could be part of Earth 2 in a major way. So I could be the ones like that's checking every single hour on the hour to say like, okay, what's going on in Antarctica and Brazil? Are Earth 2 resources out yet? Because ever since Earth 2 announcement the other day said that some updates will be given with no announcement. It's game time now. It is game time now, except for this weekend. I'll be in the Poconos, so I have no internet for a couple days. Second Earth says, where is Dylan anyways? Dylan CO, I assume you mean? Dylan's DILLON for Dylan CO. Dylan he helps Shane now with the business part of it. That's essentially what his role is right now. And he's in chat once in a blue moon. Sam Brent says, Christopher sounds like a not smart person that wants instant gains. He probably has all his money in Doge and doesn't understand real adult investing. Look to the future, bro. So, yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are picking on Chris, which maybe they should. I don't know. Yeah, I see a lot of immaturity where people don't go and they don't make these amazing 10x gains in like 3 days, and it's like, oh, it's a scam, not making any money. People are so impatient nowadays. Like again, and I know I might sound like a boomer with this, saying like back in the day, very nice making 10-12% on your money. Even now, Warren Buffett says to any new investor, if you have no idea what you're doing, just put your money in the S&P 500. You'll make 9 to 11% every year. And the only people that can beat the market consistently, most of them work for Warren Buffett. And when you have, again, that is an old school way of thinking, but that's what makes people rich. That's what makes people wealthy, is consistent, what's that called? Just consistent growth over time, that consistent rolling over, that compound interest. That is what makes people wealthy. So that's what I had, again, with the high-risk lending business. That's what you have with certain stocks that maybe buy dividends. But again, that's the dividend investing and the value investing is kind of old school now. Kathy Wood is kind of newer school, kind of just like, hey, invest in disruptive technologies. It's helped her make billions of dollars. It's helped me make hundreds of thousands of dollars. It'll continue to help me make millions of dollars in the future. As I say, virtual real estate and virtual reality is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Earth 2, going to be a big part of that. Whereas art, NFTs, and crypto, the thing that is also a multi-trillion-dollar industry that Vivian Nakomi is going to be a part of. The future is in NFTs. The future is in virtual and augmented reality. With both of these, are going to have a very big place hold in. That's why I'm so bullish. Chris Taufer says, FUD, lol, you don't understand basics. Oh, Chris, could you explain to me like the basics? Like what? Can you explain exactly what? I think you're talking about OMI, but I'm not sure. But yeah, please, like, what basics are you talking about? Like just basic economics, like basic. Let me know. Jared R says you will never see a Corsel on video because he's not real. A Corsel, a Corsel, a Corsel. Is that one of the guys that did the video or one of the videos? Let me know. Alex Makuch says Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana. Solana I have talked about because Lynn X has asked me about that. I like it. Something I would put in long term. Ethereum, same thing. Cardano, same thing. Bitcoin, yeah. Polygon, I haven't really done any research on, so I can't say. Maxwell Cook says, I think you found the wrong stream, Chris. The SafeMar stream is 3 doors down. Poor Chris getting picked on. AF says, check out the keyboard warrior. Scott C says, you own Tesla and want to cash out. You can sell your shares and not be waiting 5 months for a payout. I could, but again, Tesla is going to go, like I said, that's going to be the first company to $4 trillion, a $4 trillion company. I think that becomes a $6 trillion company by the end of the decade. And a lot of people are going to say, no, you're crazy. Said I was crazy beforehand, but I'm laughing now. But yeah, I definitely don't want to sell those Tesla. That's going to increase a lot more. Ryan Flynn says the community backs Earth 2 and will not be going anywhere. Take a good look at the heat map and see all the people just waiting to be part of the epic journey. Cheers, cheers, Brian Flynn. Yeah, there's so many people in here that are just awesome. That just also not everyone's in it to make money. A lot of people that I know are really just in it to have their own slice of pie, their own way to just play the game. Again, we're all here, I think most of us, just because we're gamers. Most of us anyway. And there's a couple of people that I know, they want to build a big cabin. They want a nice house by the lake and want to relax, sip some daddy sodas, and just listen to good music because that's what they want. Some people maybe they don't want to invest in the game, but they want to go where I'm going to put on competitions and give away cash prizes or give away tiles. And they're going to want to do that. They don't have to put any money into it. They can just go in and make money just for a talent show, for karaoke, for someone that's inventing a game, or if they want to work, again, it's something that's going to create jobs. And if you say, no, that's a lie, I'm going to be the one creating jobs. There's going to be dozens of others, hundreds, if not thousands of others creating jobs. But you can't say no, no one will do that because I'm doing that. So, went on. Richard Kaner says, I wish I could buy SpaceX, but it's not available. Actually, you can. I have talked to someone in the past about that, where I was ready. I was like, okay, let me try to be like big daddy baller out here. I was like, hey, willing to put in like 150 grand. Who do I need to talk to? And the guy's like, listen, like you can, but most people, minimum it's 7 figures to invest. I was like, ugh. So big boys invest. I am not a big boy yet. I do not have 7 figures. I probably won't for like a year or two. At least not liquid. Yeah, gonna be a while. Junior Sanchez, what's going on, man? Alex Makuch says stocks are dead. If we go to $1 ADA, I recommend everyone grab at least a few thousand shares. So, all right, Alex, I would love it if you would make a video on that. Again, I would be long Cardano. Like when I say long, I mean like I'd put money in and it'll probably go up in the future because a lot of people use Cardano, but they don't have smart contracts yet. I think they will in the future. But again, ADA talking about Cardano, right? I think. Yeah, I don't know what Cardano is right now, but that's something I would be long. Again, just I was make a video. Like, let me know why you think that. The Master of the World says hate is usually just brought on by jealousy. Yeah, I see that a lot too. Like, it's almost never people that are like really successful that are the ones that like try to like tear people down. It's not all the people that had like helped me and said like, hey, that might be a good idea. They were all much more successful than I am, and even right now, they're still they're still a little bit more. Yeah, a lot of them are still more successful than I am. So it has been 40 minutes. I did not even go into my 30-minute Patreon member shout out. Wake up on a Saturday night. Could be New York, could be Hollywood and Vine, London, Paris, maybe Tokyo. Every half hour, I give a shout out to my Patreon members. That is them, along my referral code down there. And again, everyone say hello to Dashi. As for the E2, this might just be the equivalent of buying Bitcoin at $10. Yeah, and again, we don't even have crypto yet for E2, but this is, again, I usually do not pick poop. I'm trying to think of times where I'd overpaid or was wrong, and it hasn't been in a few years. It has not. Again, maybe I'm a bit early, where OMI trades sideways for a while, and Earth 2, again, I might have been early, but you're never going to time the market where you buy the night before it rallies. You're never going to time the market where you sell just before the top and then it goes down. That's never going to happen, or at least not consistently. Maxwell Cook says stocks and crypto correlate. Good to keep your portfolio spread out, at least some. Probably, again, the only stock I have left is Tesla. I made money on other stuff, which I don't usually talk about, but I made money on Square, on Lemonade, on Illumina, and I had a chance. All right, so this is where I messed up. And I've mentioned this before. There was a stock called Enzalytics, called ENZC, Echo November Zulu Charlie, where it was less than a penny, and everyone was getting some. I did not. Everyone in my office was getting some, and they put in a couple grand, and they like 50 to 90x their money. They made $100,000 or hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally in like 2 months, and I missed out on it because I was too focused on others. One, because I was working like 18 hours. I digress. I'm just a little salty, but I never like badmouth anyone. No, I'm happy for them that they made that money. They deserve it. They all worked hard, most of them, and they deserved it. But that's where I had a missed out opportunity. Alex Mojo says, "Get back to work." Who's get back to work? Oh, I guess you guys getting back to work. Oh, maybe you guys work with each other. Brian Flint says the people with all the FUD will be the ones just playing the game for free that no one has to own to play. They said. Will just be the ones just playing the game for free, then no one has to own to play, they said. I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, a lot of people they will miss out, and they will be in the same position most likely 10 years from now, calling everything else a scam. This is more important than work. I'm guessing Hetman and Alex Makuch work together. What do you guys do? Are you in the Air Force? Are you in the military? Is this... because we used to goof off every now and then too, at least stateside. Brian Flint says $50,000 for a pic of the Statue of Liberty, no FUD on that purchase. Yeah, so people pay literally, like, they don't pay like a couple dollars. Like, some people pay like real money, like tens of thousands of dollars for these prime locations on Earth 2. And actually, Earth 2 Meta had a video the other day where he said that wouldn't it be cool if whoever bought the Statue of Liberty made it a Randy Chavez statue with his beard. It's like, oh my God, Earth 2 Meta, I love you. Dude's amazing. It's so British. Alexis Makuch says, I like how he reads everyone's comments, never skips. No, you got to read everyone's comments. You got to. Even though I'm 19 minutes behind. Sam Brand says, Chris, I must ask, what do you consider a good investment if you're going to talk trash? Prove yourself by dropping some knowledge. Also, it's very easy to... So, again, whenever I try to debate with people, like I did, I could have very well on those other two people's videos said like some very mean things that I'm not going to get into here because I don't want to give any ammo to the people that probably might. But I didn't say any mean things. I just said, hey, I like the effort you put into your video. I think that you were given some false information, or at least some old data. Um, I don't know if I asked him about Twitter. I know one of them on Twitter. I said I would like to do a Q&A with you live, so you could ask me whatever you want. I don't work for the company, and I did that for both of them. Because again, a lot of the haters that I had, a couple of them like we're friends now, because after they say like, oh yeah, this guy's a neckbeard, this guy's a basement, he's definitely like um, I don't know, poor, and he's definitely talking about businesses. And then I said like, hey, and I saw on the guy's profile, because he tagged me on Facebook and stuff too, and I saw he was in somewhere in Florida, and I had said that, I was like, hey, listen, like you seem like he was wearing like a Tony Stark shirt in one of his videos, like, hey, listen, I like your Tony Stark shirt. I noticed you're living in Florida. Me and my girlfriend are moving there next year. When I get down there, it seems like you like to work out. Maybe we could lift weights together, and then afterwards, me and my girlfriend can take you and your girlfriend out for dinner. I think you'd feel differently about me once you get to know me. And I do that with pretty much with almost everyone that I meet, with almost everyone that has an issue, and then because I think that I like to think I'm a relatively likable guy, and some people just don't. Every people that's really angry about something is because their life's just not good. Like people that have to just constantly hate on people and constantly their life is pretty bad already. They don't need you or us to go and say like make some snide and just burn them, roast them, destroy them. Like they don't need that. Their life is already pretty bad already most of the time. So you try to be a source of compassion and empathy. And usually, again, you attract more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. That's just my 2 cents there. Brian Flynn says, imagine exploring volcanoes, then go to the Grand Canyon, then check out the Alps or Everest, check out the biggest waterfall in the world in VR, all in 10 minutes. Very true. Actually, someone had I think it's Preston Ty Anderson had messaged me saying he has a volcano, and he was saying like, how do I mine in a volcano if go down? And I was like, I don't know. It's like, can you mine sideways? Like, I don't know. Can you mine sideways? And he showed me a picture of like a mining machine that mines sideways. Like, get the fudge out of here. Like, no heckin' way. And it was true. It was really cool. It was really exciting. Brian Flip says, just watching these mega cities growing. Yeah, watching the mega cities are so fun. Oh, I forgot I had protein in there. I was expecting water. I was like, oh, this is great. Scott C says, glad to see that some people are receiving their money, but there are also a ton of people who have had withdrawals in for 4 months or more that have not been paid out and receive zero support. Honestly, the best thing I could do is just email them or go to bug reporting on Discord. Go to their Discord and go into where it says hashtag bug reporting. Report that there. That's really the best thing I could do. The dev team knows, like, they have tickets for it. But that's the other thing. Like you have a lot of young people that are in Earth 2 that, for the most part, have no issues. Then you have a lot of older people in Earth 2, which, technology has moved at a very, very quick pace. Maybe they haven't kept up with all of it. And going into Discord, which was a thing for me, because I never used Discord before. Maybe I played, like, Among Us with my friend's kid before, and we'd be playing on Discord, but I'd never actively used it. And having older people, like, what is Discord? It's not user-friendly. And they're just saying, like, what is this? And they get frustrated, and they walk away from it. And that happens with people that are just not short, but like, short fuse type of deal. David Brett says, I think there's a concentrated push to get people to sell so they can get in cheaper. I bet these guys are being paid to post the videos. I mean, they're getting paid in the sense that they are getting YouTube ad revenue from it. I mean, with several 100,000 subscribers, they're definitely making some money. And as far as getting in cheaper, I just don't want to make money like that. I don't want to, like I said, I don't like shorting companies. If I was going to short a company, it would have been Nikola, because that was such a scam from the beginning. And I called that so often. If you follow me on Facebook from my Tesla days, you know that I called out Nikola was a scam like 6 months before it happened. Like 6 months before it came out that it actually was. And they're putting out fraudulent statements, and that CEO dude's like had to resign and had to being taken to court, SEC investigations. Anyway, I digress. Moving on. So, but I don't want to make my money like that. So maybe they are. I guess I could too. I could go in and use my platform now and say, let's just say, Scotch toilet paper or Scotch tape is like, it's not sticky at all, and I fudge it so that Scotch tape doesn't work and it's not sticky and doesn't hold things together, and make the stock plummet so I could buy it, or I could short it, then make that video, then it goes down, cover the shorts, and then I start buying longs, buying call options when I have somebody else make a video, and it turns out to be great. I don't want to do that. I just want to, again, be an open book. I want to let you guys know exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Drew One Phase 2 says, with as much revenue as Earth 2 has generated, one thing that should have been done months ago is to get Thomas some help. One person can't handle a community of 300,000 plus members. Well, that's why he's got the dev team for Discord. So I got the dev team for Facebook. I don't know if he has. I don't think anyone has for Twitter. I think Shane's the only one of them on Twitter outside of Dylan CEO. And then, sorry, I just got a message. I had to read that real quick. Outside of that, I'm not sure who else they have. Again, they got 5CA as a customer support, and the 5CA apparently has done swimmingly. They've done very, very well, because they used to have like a month or 2 month backlog for tickets of withdrawals, and now you can get it within 24, 48 hours. Again, most people. Some people are not. Some people are unlucky. Some people had the unfortunate incident of buying from an account that was fraudulent. Like the account that they bought from, unbeknownst to them, was scamming other people. They're using bots or using whatever, and they had to buy from that account, so they're flagged. And it's not their fault. It's not fair, but again, that's life. Jared R says, Acorsal Luthra is the CEO of After Earth. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, Acorsal, like, it's like, is that one of the guys that made the video? Acorsal Luthra is the CEO of After Earth. I'm not sure. Again, whoever, and again, the person that messaged me about After Earth, it was just their After Earth Instagram with like 20 followers at that time. They didn't have it wasn't any of them like officially. It was just the game. I was like, all right, yeah, this, not doing this. But again, I hope they have good intentions, and I wish them success. I really do, if their intentions are good. Sam Brent says, Randy, you're so awesome. You're so nice to your trolls. I have mad respect. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, a lot of these trolls, a lot of these people, they just, whether they're ugly on the outside or not, they're just inside. They're being eaten up. They're being like, there's so much turmoil going on with them. So you gotta try to be nice to them, those people. Konzo says, Randy heckin' Chavez, my man, how the heck are you? ADA is smart contracts in the summer. Oh, okay, so Cardano's getting smart contracts in the summer. Good for them. Again, I'm long Cardano as well. I don't actually have an investment in Cardano. Maybe once I sell that card, or whatever, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Keep you posted. Master of World says, Randy, you ever heard of SafeMoon Cash? Bought 10 billion on accident. The poor thing is barely worth anything. I'm guessing SafeMoon Cash is a kind of fork off of SafeMoon, the same way that Doge Elon is a fork off of Doge, is a fork off of Litecoin, fork off of Bitcoin. Same thing with instead of Shiba. Oh yeah, Shiba was a fork off of Doge, and so is Beeb. Beeb is a fork. Like, it's so crazy ridiculous. So many of these poop coins. Lasombra says, "Who is your dad?" Oh, Lasombra, you always talk dirty to me. You're crazy. I love you, man. John Doe says, "How to get rich? 1. Invest in stocks by watching Nancy Pelosi and competitive traders. 2. Sue cops by fishing for mistakes on camera. 3. Buy cryptos, NFTs by watching the real Randy Chavez." Why? Thank you, fam. I try. Again, I've not steered anyone wrong. That person, Christopher, who had said the scam about OMI, saying like, yeah, not real investors aren't down 80% in like 3 months or whatever. Like, yes, I had bought in when it was up to like 0.007, and I was buying up to 0.008, and I was buying down at 0.007, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 0.0016, I think was the bottom. So I had, again, buying all the way down, and I'm not doing that on a scam. I'm not doing that on something that I think is going to hurt people. I'm doing that on something that I believe in long term. Or same as Tesla, I don't know or care what happened. In the past couple of months, I lost over $100,000 on paper. My paper losses are that because Tesla went from 880 to under 600, like 530. They're up to like 630 now. And OMI went down from 0.007, 0.008 down to 0.0016. And Bitcoin went down from 65,000 to 30,000. So I lost a lot of money on paper, but I'm not stupid enough to lock in those losses because I've been there before. Literally last year when the pandemic happened, when it started, oh, my hair's doing a thing. Sorry, guys. When the pandemic happened and the stocks just took a giant tumble, and then the ones that are disruptive technologies that I invested in, like Square, like Illumina, like Tesla, had a nice K-shaped recovery. And I made a butt ton of money with them. So yeah, short term, I don't know or care what it does. And if you want to look at a 2 to 3 month window and say like, oh, this is the real Randy Chavez past couple months, yeah, he's stupid, he's dumb. Okay, zoom out to 6 months, zoom out to a year, zoom out to 4 years when I started this. Yeah. So I'm still waiting to be punished. I've done one of those punishings and like since I dated. All right, you know what? Lasambra, if you're interested in it, message me on Patreon, and I'll see what I can do for you. John Doe says, when you walk into a bar, what drink do you usually get? It depends on the day. It depends. All right. If I'm going out, meeting for drinks, and I'm partying with people, Long Island. Long Island is one of the greatest things on the face of the earth. Long Island iced tea. If I'm having like a business meeting, like an actual like business meeting, Glenfiddich was really good. Johnny Walker Blue, although I don't really like to order that at a bar, the Johnny Walker Blue. If I'm gonna get it, I'm just gonna get a bottle. But if I'm going out to like talk with someone and they need help with something, I'll just have like a beer. I'll have like a Heineken. Moscow Mules are good too. Peanut butter whiskey. Oh my god, that Screwball peanut butter whiskey is so good. But yeah, so that's usually what I like. Lasambra says, when I walk into a bar, I generally say, ouch. Have you heard of ICP? Insane Clown Posse? Of course I've heard of them. Yes, I have. John Doe says, I am never mad at most people or groups, but I really don't like the Kremlin most of the time and the CCP. Yeah, a lot of gangsters putting the hurt on a lot of people. I do not blame you for that. Sorry, my video's a little faulty there. John Doe says, one time I had drinks with a Romanian guy, and he was trying to convince me that the world was flat and the Russians prevent people from flying north to protect them from the edgy end of the world. I would have very much liked to talk to that guy. That is... there was some people that... I remember I was speaking to a guy outside of a bar in 2014, and he was in the military. I don't know if that helps or hurt his case, or at least he was on base. And he was saying that, like, yeah, listen, I've been studying these weather patterns. You know, Florida's going to be underwater in 5 years. Guarantee. I was like, no, they're not. And like, no, it's not. And he's like, yep, guarantee. I was like, listen, there are hundreds of millions of, or there are people that are 100 millionaires. Do you think that they would try to live someplace that they're not going to, like, people were talking, no, that's just not going to happen. I could see maybe at some point if you have enough global warming, and yeah, maybe in like 100 years, but no, that's not happening. And then he tried to tell me that something about the stars. It was, yeah, some people are, like, they say things with such convictions. The same thing when I see like those World Star videos where people are so ready to fight, and then you look at the videos and they have no idea how to fight. Like, they have zero idea how to throw a punch. Whereas, like, okay, these people they're just getting lucky because they're fighting somebody else that also doesn't know how to punch, and they're not keeping their hands up, and it's just like, you fight like a legitimate fighter or someone that knows how to box, and you're gonna die. Like, what I would do is someone who's like that is like, okay, come at me. Most people don't know how to control their breathing, they don't know proper form, and they're just gonna, it takes a lot of energy to try to hit someone and then miss. So I would just try to dodge and try to cover up, wait the 30 seconds for them to get tired, and then when they can't keep their arms up, unload. Just because they deserve it at that point. No, that's the wrong thing to do. Should be like, listen, guy, you seem really angry. Can I buy you a drink? And then if he still tries, then, crack him on. But Junior Sanchez, did you pick up any of the VV NFT drops today? No, I did not. I'm very salty about that. Supergirl was gone in like 30 seconds, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to bother with the commons and uncommons and whatever. I just want the rare. I want the ultra rares. I want the good stuff. Wax Vision says he's not locking in losses. He's not locking in losses. Listen, folks, 100% correct. I do not lock in losses. Now, if the theses change, and let's say Vivi, they didn't switch to Ethereum, to the ETH blockchain. Let's say if they'd switched to something else. Let's say if they switched to like, yeah, instead of using OMI, we're going to use Doge. Yep, I'm out. Cut my loss at that point, because like, all right, you're going from a deflationary token to a token that does nothing but print more tokens, like the US dollar. No, I would not. And let's say, that happened in conjunction with, the owners resigning and they all sold out and they're all selling. If the thesis changes, yeah, I'll do that. But none of the companies that I've invested in or the coins that I've invested in have had their thesis change. So I would, if they're still the same company and they're pumping out, they're just getting better as time goes on. Tokenomics is getting better as time goes on. Then no, why would you try to lock in your losses? It's so stupid. It has been an hour, and that means it is time for another Patreon member shout out. This one goes out to Oliver Jones Music, saying legends never die. Oliver Jones Music is always on Guidebook Gaming. You can find him on YouTube. Legends never die. Good song of his. Shrooms. Judo Loki. Shrooms. Famlin's Camping says, I have a friend who's a flat earther. She was a flight attendant and admits that you can see the curve off the horizon, but that it's simply because your eyeballs are round. Get the fudge out of here. No way does she actually say that. Famlin's Camping missed the ultra rare today, but I got a rare. Oh, good for you, Famlin's Camping. Get that bread. Brian Flint says, Earth 2 was a 1-year investment for me. I'm buying and holding to see what the game is for 1 year, then reassess and maybe start selling at Christmas time. That's when I joined. I would say try and go to. I mean, we'll still just be in phase 2 by Christmas. I understand giving yourself a year time frame, but if you were to do that, let's say with Tesla in like 2015, and it consistently trades at like 180, 250, whatever, between a certain amount, and you give yourself a year, potentially, yeah, it's not really going anywhere, it's trading sideways, but when it pops, because it's a good company, and it's going to pop, you're really missing out on a lot. So I think if you sell around Christmas time during phase 2, and it's not a completed game yet, you're only able to, let's say, collect resources and essence, and maybe build a little bit, I think you might be selling yourself short. To me, a year is short term. To me, I would say like 5 years is midterm. When you really start to build wealth, you're not thinking in months or even like a couple. You're thinking in decades. What is this going to be in a decade? What is this going to be, in 2 decades? And that's what I'm doing. I have the advantage because I'm a relatively younger guy at 30, and I happen to have the capital with that. So yeah, that's just my non-financial advice. Just saying, I would say wait a little bit longer. Because I mean, you're not going to lose money, as long as it's in there. But you could miss out on gains if you sell and get out. And yeah, I think you'd really hate yourself if you sell at a profit, take your money out, and then the next year or two, it just goes to the moon. Again, just my opinion. Moleculism. Hello, hello, Moleculism. John Doe says, do you know any Arabic? Name Randy Chestoristi is just like, hi, my name's Randy, how are you? Yeah, it's like Name Randy Chestoristi. Like that's it. Pretty much it. Farsi, Arabic, Pashtun, I am not good at any of those languages at all. Vittoria Jean Pascal says, we share the same passion for Long Island iced teas, especially because there's no tea inside. Good return on investment. Yeah, Long Island's are great. Especially when you're doing some karaoke. Love karaoke. Mr. C says, are you still 100,000% on board with E2? Yes. I spend maybe $100 a week on it, not including what I'll put into it when the Earth 2 crypto comes out. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I love going to that marketplace and buying things for like 40, 50% off. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Why is vanilla so expensive? I'm going to trade vanilla. Vanilla's hard to make. Vanilla bean, yeah, like it's only grows in like certain parts of the world, and that's expensive because it's hard to make. Like you can't, it's hard to grow. It takes a long time to grow too. So yeah, that's why. Molecularism. OMI has licenses they had to pay for. Earth 2 sadly did not, right? That's my concern. Yes. OMI had, or Okomi, the company that owns Vivi, that have the license agreements, they did have to pay for licenses. I don't know if they paid cash for it or if they gave them OMI for it. I don't know. But again, so once Alfred Kahn was on board, a lot of people were like, okay, yeah, I'm in. And again, even now, people are knocking down Vive's door to try to get licenses with them. Now, that being said, you do have the argument where just because they have licenses with NFL, MLB, Star Trek, Lego, I don't know if they have Legos yet, Hello Kitty and all that, just because they have licenses with them doesn't mean that Amazon can't go and get licenses from those same companies. But what they can't do is Amazon, they can't get the exact same license. They can get licenses for all of those companies that Vivi has and more, but they can't make NFTs in the same way that Okomi is making them. They can make NFTs via trading cards or NFTs of those of MLB, Major League Baseball, and National Football League players the same way that NBA Top Shot has NFTs of moments. They can't make the exact same NFTs that they can. Like they can't make 2D, 3D digital art. They can only make trading cards and the other types of things. That's what the licenses mean. So even though other companies can come in and buy the same exact licenses, it's not going to be the same exact licenses because it has to be different, or else they would stand to have a crazy lawsuit on their hands. But yeah, Earth 2 doesn't. Well, Earth 2 also doesn't. They never claimed to be partnered with Pokemon or anything. But what you can do is you're going to be able to probably build certain things in there and probably have different warring worlds where you can call it whatever you want. You could call it, Pokemon. You could call it Viridian City, Pallet Town, Ecritique City, Goldenrod City, Lavender Town. All these different types of places. Mr. C says, "What do you mean licenses?" They mean licenses like getting a license to make NFTs of Star Trek, Transformers, My Little Pony, Shrek, that type of thing. Molecularism says, "Please join us on Smegmars, and I'm rocking with Omi, something Shiba." I don't know if I even went through Smegmars yet. I don't want to. Because every time somebody says, "Please check this out," I literally waste like 2 hours of my life checking something out that just is not good. I might make it a rule because so many people ask to me, like, I gotta be either a Patreon member or like super chat me, whatever, to do that, because that literally does take so much time just for a 30-second, like, yeah, I like it, or like, no, please do not do this, please do not invest in this, that type of deal. Yeah, Raggy Boy says, heads up on Twitter, Okomi is following Mark Hamill, Star Wars. Yeah, that's, I guess when they, again, Okomi doesn't follow people that they don't have licenses with. Take a look, they're following like 90 people, and they're all people that they work with. They're all people that have worked on Batman, Harley Quinn, they work DreamWorks, again, so they have Shrek, all of that. So they don't follow people that they don't have licenses with, that they're not working with. Mark Hamill is part of Star Wars, and we're pretty sure that they have Pokemon, Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, and all that, but they just haven't come out and officially announced it. But most of us are pretty sure that they have it. That being said, they do follow Gary Vaynerchuk. So, yeah, that's a big thing. He's a very, very big influential person. Fox says, "Do you think this is smart that Earth 2 is releasing 8 different resources before the main one, Essence?" Well, they haven't said that they were. They were supposed to come out around the same time a couple of weeks ago. They were supposed to come out on, what was it, like March, something like that, and they didn't because I think they had to acquire either Drone or that 7-figure acquisition in conjunction with a crypto deal that they had, I think, just speculating. So they were going to do that in the past, and now they're going to do that at the same time, most likely. Yeah, just my opinion. Brian Flynn says, "I have 600 properties, so I meant I'd start selling maybe 100 after 1 year to get the initial investment out before phase 3, just in case it flops and freezes. Or they find out it's not working, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's a good. That's probably a better idea. You know, take your initial investment off the table. The rest is just house money. I understand that 100%. Brian Flint goes on to say that I have plans and places I'm giving to all the friends and family that think I was crazy for buying virtual 2D tiles. I love that part. I love that part when you win, where it's like, yeah, y'all thought I was crazy, and honestly, I like that part more than anything. I like that part more than, yeah, like I said, more than anything. That's the part where I'm vindicated, where I know I'm right. Where everyone else, I know I'm always right, or I always know that I'm right, but this is the part where everybody else knows I'm right, which I love. Mr. C says, do you think the crypto market is finally falling big time like it has before? Well, it did. You know, it took, Bitcoin took a 50% haircut, and the altcoins took a big haircut as well, a lot more than that. Are we in the bear cycle? No, I don't think so. I think this is just a perfect storm of Elon Musk tweet, China FUD, and CNBC FUD, just a bunch of people trying to get the price down so they can buy in cheaper. Just my opinion. Moleculism says, yeah, Star Wars has got to be coming to OMI. Disney is happening. I believe so 100% as well. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. I have to go. I have to bounce. I love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Y'all are my bays. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. We love you. All right, I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow. Say bye to the cane. I still haven't figured out the name. Good chat. Thanks, Randy. And I've used your code for about 250 of those. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Goodbye, Families Camping. Mr. C says, what would be your favorite licensed content? Probably going to be Pokemon when it comes out. And that's all, folks. Goodbye. Meow, meow.